In those moments when we don't think we're smart enough or pretty enough or skinny enough or successful enough or basically just not enough, I had a woman say to me, just know you will never be enough, but you can know the value of your worth if you just put down the measuring stick.
And that measuring stick, we all have one. And somehow, no matter how far we climb or how much we achieve, it keeps getting longer. That feeling of not being enough has a name, and maybe you're familiar with it. It's called imposter syndrome. According to psychologists, imposter syndrome is the persistent inability to believe that your success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of your own efforts or skills. It's that constant fear that you'll be exposed as a fraud, even when all the evidence points to that not being the case. So here's what's really interesting though. Imposter syndrome has existed as long as humanity, but it was first given a name in the 70s. What's fascinating is that it's actually not a syndrome at all. It's not a diagnosis, not a disorder, and not a personal failing. It particularly affects high achievers. And ironically, the more accomplished you become, the more likely you are to experience it. So I wanted to share this video because this topic comes up almost daily within my community. And I have so many people asking me about it and telling me how much it's holding them back from pursuing what they really want. So we're gonna talk about how you can put that measuring stick down for good and say goodbye to imposter syndrome. I have certainly had my own battles with not feeling enough, especially as an entrepreneur now for over a decade, and now being a mom and a business owner, it's kind of a constant. So I'm gonna give you practical tools to transform your self-doubt into unshakable confidence, not by ignoring your doubts, but by understanding what they actually mean and using them as fuel for your growth. But first, let's talk about something revolutionary. What if I told you that feeling like an imposter isn't a problem to be solved? What if it's actually a signal that you're doing something really right? Here's the truth. That feeling of not being enough often stems from three things: societal expectations, perfectionism, and most importantly, stepping into new territory where your impact actually matters. So I want to dig into this further, but before I do, if you're at a point where you desperately want to turn your self-doubt into the success that you deserve, I created a free ebook that helps you uncover how you can take advantage of that unique skill set or knowledge that you have and 10x your impact with it. So comment, give me the guide below, and we'll send you the link to access it on demand. When do you feel most like an imposter? It's usually when you're pushing boundaries, when you are stepping into a bigger role or a new chapter. It's when you're about to create something that really matters to you. That self-doubt you're feeling, it's not a flaw in your character. It's evidence that you care deeply about what you're doing. It's a sign that you're growing into new, expansive territory where your work has real impact. So think about that. The great irony is that the people who feel most like imposters are usually the ones who are most qualified, most dedicated, and most likely to try new things and push the envelope. And they're most likely to make a real difference. Why? Because they care enough to question themselves. Sounds weird, right? But it's the truth. They care enough to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep pushing for excellence. So the real transformation happens when you start seeing these feelings not as a burden, but as a badge of honor. Each wave of doubt is actually a signal that you're playing a much bigger game, that you're stepping into a role where your unique expertise and perspective can create meaningful change. Your value isn't diminished by feeling uncertain, it's enhanced. It's a demonstration of your willingness to show up anyway, to take action even when it feels uncomfortable. That's not imposter syndrome. That is courage. So here's what you need to do. When those feelings, inevitably, of self-doubt creep in, don't fight them. Instead, reframe them. See them for what they really are. Evidence that you are pushing boundaries, that you are growing, that you are stepping into the arena where the real impact happens. These feelings aren't a sign that you don't belong. They are proof that you're exactly where you need to be. So here's something practical you can start doing today, and something that really helps me. Document your journey, all of it. Keep a record of the transformations you've created, the problems you have solved, the people that you've helped or impacted, even if it's in a small way. And yes, write down those moments of doubt too. But here's the key. When you record your doubts, also write down what that doubt is pushing you to learn. How is it helping you grow? How is it making you even better at what you do? There is good stuff within that doubt, not as a way to prove yourself to others, but as a reminder to yourself of your real impact and truthfully of your own evolution and your growth. So every time you help someone solve a problem or push through a moment of uncertainty, write it down. When those waves of doubt inevitably, like I said, start to roll in, you'll have concrete evidence of not just your own capability and impact, but of how doubt itself has actually been this huge catalyst for your growth, and it's a good thing. I call this a hero list because it's proof that you are the hero of your own story and you're gonna get yourself exactly where you wanna go. And as much as I want you to document your own journey, I need you. Please listen to me on this. I know it's gonna be hard. Stop watching social media. I am so serious. Here's what no one else has the courage to tell you right now. You gotta stop. Stop watching social media right now. I mean, today. Stop watching other people's content. Stop binging their podcasts. Stop consuming endless content about how to be successful. Why? Because while you're busy studying how everyone else shows up in the world, you, my friend, are hiding. Let's talk about what you're actually seeing when you watch all that content. You are seeing the highlight reels. You are seeing 10 years in the making. You are seeing carefully curated, expertly edited, meticulously polished highlight reels. You are not seeing the failed launches, the messy first drafts, the moments of doubt, and the vulnerability. You're not seeing the 3 hours of bloopers that came before the perfect 1-minute video. It took me 8 hours to film my first YouTube video and I cried, okay? So that's what you don't see. You're comparing your raw, unedited journey to someone else's final cut. And that's a game you're never gonna win. So think about that for a moment. And you, yes, you are a completely unique combination of experiences, insights, and wisdom that has never existed before in human history. Take that in. That will never exist again. Your perspective, your voice, your way of seeing the world, it is completely unique and it is completely irreplaceable. And it's uncopyable. It is magnetic. It is powerful beyond measure. Every time you consume another person's content, you're unconsciously dimming your own light. You're looking at their highlight reel and comparing it to your behind the scenes footage. It's not a fair game. You're trying to contort yourself into someone else's version of success instead of creating your own and understanding your own version of success. So let me be crystal clear. Learning from others has value, but there is a difference between learning and hiding, between learning and comparing, between being inspired and being paralyzed. And right now, all that content you're consuming, it's not making you better. It's making you doubt the very genius that makes you, you. Your unique expertise isn't just enough, it's extraordinary. It's the result of every challenge you've overcome, every insight you've earned, every transformation you've witnessed or created. That can't be replicated. It can't be copied. It can't be taught in a how-to video. So here's your challenge. Take a 30-day break from consuming content in your field. Yes, a full 30 days. I know this sounds a little crazy, but I mean it. Instead of watching another expert video or reading another guru blog post, spend that time letting your own brilliance shine through. Start that project that's been whispering to your soul. Write that message that only you can write. Create that program that only you can create. The funny truth for me is this. That 30-day break has turned into a break that is going on almost a year now for me, and I have not missed it for a second. And my goodness, do I feel more peaceful. Because here's the truth. The world doesn't need another carbon copy of someone else's success story. The world needs your story, your voice, your magic. And there are people out there right now who need exactly what only you can offer. They need your particular brand of genius, your unique way of solving problems, your special way of seeing the world. You can't change lives if you're stuck in consumption mode instead of creation mode. Okay? You gotta be in that creation mode. You can't make your mark on the world if you're too focused on following someone else's footprints. It's time to stop watching and start creating. Time to stop consuming and start contributing. Time to stop hiding and start shining. because that magic inside you, it's not meant to stay hidden. It's meant to light up the world in a way that only you can. And speaking of lighting up the world, I want to give you the exact blueprint that I used to build my own 8-figure business. So comment, give me the guide below, and we will send you my free guide and give you access to the ebook on how to identify your perfect niche, price your offerings confidently, and scale without burning out using your own unique magic. So here's the cold, hard truth of entrepreneurship and really anything that you want to do at an excellent level. It's a beautiful mess. Those picture perfect social media posts aren't just hiding your genius, they're hiding the true nature of what it's actually like to achieve what you're going after. Because entrepreneurship is like an iceberg. Above the surface, you see the glossy success stories, the perfect posts, the magazine covers, the 30 under 30 lists, the 6-figure launches. But beneath the surface, that's where real entrepreneurship lives. And that's kind of what you gotta love. You gotta love the mess. That's where 99% of the work happens. The failed launches, the rejected pitches, the moments of doubt, the 3 a.m. anxiety, working 12-hour days because that's what successful people do, saying yes to everything because being busy means being worthy, the pushing yourself to the edge of burnout because you think that's the price of success, something I know all too well after overcoming severe burnout in 2017. And you know what? That's exactly where it should be happening, because entrepreneurship isn't about perfection. It's about the perfection of imperfection. It's about embracing that mess. It's about learning from every setback. It's about finding beauty in the chaos. There is no journey quite like it. Nothing will test you, challenge you, or transform you quite like entrepreneurship. It is the ultimate path, in my opinion, to self-discovery and self-actualization. It will push you to confront every fear, every limiting belief, every self-doubt you've ever had. It will force you to grow in ways you never thought possible. Because every obstacle you hit, every roadblock you face, every moment you experience, they're not just making you a better problem solver, they're making you a stronger, more resilient person. Each time you bounce back, when your back is against the wall, each time you find a way forward, when there seems to be no way, that's another brick in the foundation of unshakable self-confidence. That's another moment where you prove to yourself that you can handle anything that comes your way. Think about it. Every crisis you weather, every challenge you overcome, it becomes part of your story. I would not be who I am today without being in the hospital 29 years old with all the symptoms of a stroke, going through a massive burnout. It is part of my strength, for good and for bad. It's not just about learning to run a business. It's about becoming someone who knows deep in their bones that they can figure out anything. That's the kind of self-confidence that can never be taken away because you've earned it through real experience, through facing actual challenges, through actual growth. So here's what I want you to do. Start keeping what I call a reality log. Every time something doesn't go as planned, and trust me, it's gonna happen a lot, write down these 3 things: the obstacle you faced, the problem-solving muscle that it built for you, and ultimately, how it's making you better. Better at serving others, stronger, more resilient, whatever it may be. Remember, the people who seem like overnight successes, they've usually been through 2 or 3 failed companies. The ones who look like they have it all figured out, they're testing and failing at 100 ideas to find the one that works. That's the true beauty of entrepreneurship. And like I said, you kind of got to love it. You got to learn to love the failure and the mistakes because they make you stronger. Every time you get knocked down and get back up, every time you turn a failure into feedback, every time you choose progress over perfection, you're not just building a business, you're building yourself. And ultimately, you're building yourself to a place of unshakable confidence. The secret is that confidence comes from building yourself, one messy failure at a time. Everyone thinks confidence comes from knowing everything before you start, from having the perfect plan, from being totally ready. But here's the truth I've learned. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build through action. It comes from resilience. It does not come from perfection. So think about mastering anything in life. You don't learn to ride a bike by watching YouTube videos about bike riding. You don't become a great chef by collecting recipes. And you definitely don't build a successful business by waiting until you feel ready. The magic happens when you pick one thing, just one thing, and commit to mastering it. through action, not by trying to be perfect at everything, but by being willing to be imperfect at something important. By showing up day after day and refining your craft through actual experience, not by copying what someone else is doing who actually has the experience. This isn't just about taking random action. It's about focused, intentional action. Pick your arena, choose your battlefield, then show up there consistently, even when and especially when you don't feel confident. Here's your challenge. In the next 7 days, do something. Launch something small but significant. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it shouldn't be. Maybe it's the program you've been planning, the video you've been scripting, that service you've been designing. Just get it out there. Because here's what happens when you take that step. You prove to yourself that you can. Each small action builds evidence of your capability. Each imperfect launch teaches you more than 100 perfect plans ever could. Each real-world experience adds another layer to your confidence foundation. So remember, the most confident people you know, they're not confident because they never fail. They're confident because they failed enough times to know they can handle whatever comes next, and because they've learned from every single failure along the way. They've learned that imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. Your confidence is waiting on the other side of action. That's the path you have to take. I hate to tell you. The only question is, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do in the next 7 days to start building it? Here's my suggestion. Start first by downloading that free guide I was telling you about, 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact. It's a bulletproof business plan that shows you exactly how to package your unique expertise into something remarkable without trading time for money. Remember, that's just a plan. You gotta actually take action on it. That's what it's there for. Because you don't just deserve to overcome self-doubt. You deserve to build a legacy business that creates both freedom and impact. So comment, give me the guide below, or click the link in the description to access it. So let me leave you with the powerful words of Reshma Saujani from her 2023 Smith College commencement speech. Pursue what you want to pursue, as if imposter syndrome is just two made-up words on a page, because they are. Do your work, make your argument, lead your movement, because there's nothing wrong with you. So start pedaling. Feel the sun in your face, feel the wind in your hair, feel the joy, feel the freedom, feel the love, feel.